With the number of households dwindling, the lack of appropriate housing for current or potential residents, and the amount of properties that are considered an eyesore on our communities, it may seem like all doom and gloom for Huntington, West Virginia. At the end of April 2024, Patrick Bowen, the president of Bowen National Research, presented these findings as well as many more to leaders in our community. With the presented facts that they found throughout their research, we can identify the housing problems that Huntington faces, and we can better choose the correct path to address them. In this video, I'll give an overview of what their study set out to do, a few key points that I found interesting during the presentation, and I'll talk about some opportunities for investors and homeowners. As the name of the channel implies, my name is Justin Dickey, and I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Huntington, West Virginia. Not only that, I'm a lifelong resident, and I only want to see our communities thrive. So if you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in our area, feel free to give me a call. I would love the opportunity to earn your business. With that said, what did Bowen National Research set out to do, and what information did they provide to us? So the City of Huntington and the Huntington Housing Authority hired Bowen National Research to conduct a housing assessment for our city. The purpose of the assessment was to provide an overview of present-day Huntington, West Virginia. It also presented and evaluated past and present demographics of Huntington, West Virginia, so we can kind of figure out where the trends are. It also presented and evaluated the characteristics of job trends going on here. It set out to determine the current characteristics of the housing market. For example, what homes are for sale, how many rentals are available, and also to give us an idea of the housing gap according to income level, i.e. how many houses we need in each price range. Throughout the 1 hour long presentation that the president gave us, there was tons of information that I found interesting, and I'll just kind of lay out a little bit about what I learned here within this video. I do have the charts and graphs here in front of me that I'll be referring to, and I'll throw them up on the screen for you to see too. Additionally, if you'd like to take a peek at the 200-page report, I'll leave a link to it in the description below, as well as the full presentation by Patrick Bowen. So the first little trend that I'd like to point out is the household growth trends of Huntington, West Virginia. It probably doesn't come as much as a surprise if you're someone that's from here, but the household growth is trending downward. So here on this graph, it's showing in 2010 that we had 22,000 households. Bring that a decade later to 2020, we lost nearly 2,000 households. 2023, we're just under 20,000, and in 2028, we're projected to have a little bit less, still over 19,000 though. So this is the current trend growth of households within Huntington, West Virginia, and it is on the decline. But stay tuned for later in the video where we'll discover what kind of economic impacts are going to turn this graph around and hopefully provide some hope for you. Before we get to that though, I would like to mention this chart that I find interesting, and it is the household heads by age. So within age categories, we're going to see the most growth happen in this range from 35 to 44 years old, and significant growth at above 75 years of age. Now there's a few things to dissect here. Having a growth in the 75 plus community doesn't necessarily mean that a lot of seniors are moving into the area. This could be a possibility, but also rather people are aging in place and they're just hitting that 75 mark. If you missed it, Huntington was ranked #1 best college town to retire in, so these numbers coincide with that. So we need a lot of appropriate housing for the category of 75 and up. They're probably looking for single floor plans and easy to maintain living spaces. And then 35 to 44 years old, these might be the first time home buyers, young professionals, or they're even ready to move up in their life. While the last one looked at household trends by age group, now we're going to take a look at it by income group. Between the years of 2023 and 2028, we are expected to see a rise in the number of households that are making $60,000 and plus a year. Taking a look at the chart here, the number of households making over $100,000 a year is going to be roughly 17%, while in that 60 to just under 100,000 range, we're expecting to see growth of nearly 7%. This is all happening while it's projected that households making less than $60,000 per year is going to be on the decline. So who actually moves to Cabell County? Well, Bowen National Research found that out for us as well. In this table presented here, they broke it down by income levels, who makes a move within the same county, who makes a move to Cabell County from a different county within the state, and then who moves to Cabell County from a different state. And across the board, the people that move to Cabell County are people making less than $25,000 per year. In my opinion, this is likely because they heard Huntington and West Virginia as a whole has a very affordable cost of living. When it comes to that $25,000 a year to $50,000 range, those are people moving within our state to Cabell County. And then the majority of people making over $50,000 per year are coming from a different state. Another finding that I found interesting is that nearly 3/4 of the people that work in Huntington, West Virginia don't actually live here. They're all commuting from elsewhere. That's about 24,000 workers that make up the workforce of Huntington, which is about 32,000 people. Typically, in the surveys done by Bowen National Research, they suggest that nearly 40% of commuters would actually live in the area that they work in if there was adequate housing available for them. Talking about jobs, I want to get back to the household growth that we were talking about earlier and where it's trending to. Cabell County does have some job growth, and a number of them are direct jobs, while some are indirect. So 700 direct jobs, this means that they have been officially announced, and we pretty much are 99% guaranteed that they're going to be here and arrive. Now, the number of indirect jobs is about 2,000, and what this means is these are jobs as a result of having the direct jobs. When someone comes in to live and work here, they take one of those direct jobs, and then they're going to need certain things, as Patrick Bowen puts it. They're going to need grocery stores, they're going to need the oil change, they're going to need haircut, and these jobs will have to be created to supplement that workforce. So with all that new job growth, they are expecting the number of households to increase by 12,000 here in our region. Yes, that's a lot of households, so a lot of homes are going to have to be built, or homes that are not as desirable at the moment are going to have to be revamped to get new homeowners inside of them and taking care of that property. It is going to be a challenge to meet all those needs, but there have been some incentives to get developers and investors in here to turn us around. And now there's new opportunity for people to do so. Cabell County was recently designated as a Build West Virginia district. This applies to Huntington, parts of Cabell County, and northern Wayne County as well. And basically what this is, it gives investors and developers an incentive to want to build and do business here. The way I understand it is they get a tax credit from their building costs. And basically at the end of the day, it means it's cheaper for them to do business here and provide what we're looking for, which is more housing options. So that's a great opportunity for developers or investors. Now I've got a great opportunity for homeowners. So I know I mentioned them before, but I think it's worth mentioning it again, and that's Project Shine. It's a rehabilitation program for homeowners to bring their home up a level to meet certain health and safety standards or to address any accessibility issues. Head over to their website to learn more and apply, and maybe you can get some free repairs done for your home. Now, the presentation and the report that Bowen National Research put on for us is very in-depth, and I encourage everyone to go check it out if you're interested in housing or even just the economy here in Huntington. I'll leave a link to the video in the description as well as the 200-page report. This video was really just to serve as an overview of what they found and hopefully spark some interest within you to further investigate. If you like this video or appreciate my efforts, go ahead and hit that like button and then subscribe to stay in the know about Huntington real estate. Check out some really cool property tours, and we'll probably give you some real estate knowledge in general. With that said, I'll catch you in the next one. Have an awesome day. Cheers.